Well, hi again. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to do a fun lab today, demonstrate a lab that I really enjoy. I wish you could do it. What are we going to do? This lab involves copper wire and silver nitrate, and we've used silver nitrate before. You might remember it is photosensitive, which is why it's in the brown bottles. It is silver compounds are really insoluble, but silver nitrate is soluble because it's a nitrate. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to take my copper wire and run some steel wool along it to make sure I get rid of any oxidation. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of acetone nail polish remover and wipe down the wire just to get any residue off of it. Make sure there's no oils on it, that sort of thing. Okay, and of course, acetone is has pretty weak intermolecular forces, so it vaporizes pretty fast. Next thing I'm going to do is going to bend the tip of the wire and make a little hook. And then I'm going to use a skinny test tube and make coils of my copper wire. Like a little curlicue. And those coils are going to go into this test tube. And the hook is going to hold it inside the test tube. And then I'll show you this again later. But the first thing we have to do is get the mass of the wire before we start. And it's 0.79 grams. So I'm going to record that, and when I go over the lab calculations, I will go through that with you. So that's the before mass of the copper wire. The next thing I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to put the copper wire back into this little chubby test tube. I'm going to use this small beaker just as to hold it upright. And then I'm going to measure out, to the best of my ability, exactly 30 milliliters of my 0.1 molar silver nitrate. So when you're measuring volumes, you want to make sure again that you get that graduated cylinder at eyeball level. Gonna need a little bit more here and a little teeny bit more. And how about that? I am exactly on the 30 milliliter line. So it looks like water. It's clear and colorless. It won't be for long. I'm going to put it into the copper wire test tube. And we're going to let this sit. Normally we'd let it sit overnight, but in the interest of speeding things up, I'm just going to let it sit for an hour or so. I'll be back in a bit.